Welcome to another deep dive where we sift through the sources and really try to uncover the most valuable insights for you. Today, our journey takes us into, well, the timeless wisdom of the Zen Monkey and the Blue Lotus Flower.
Mhm.
It's 27 stories that will teach you the most powerful life lessons by Julie Welsh.
Right. And this isn't your average, collection of fables. The author herself calls it a treasure trove of timeless tales and age-old wisdom.
Okay.
And it's deeply rooted in Buddhist tradition. Now, while these stories, they offer really profound insights into Dharma.
Which is like Buddhist teachings.
Yeah.
Or the order of things.
Exactly. Both the fundamental order, the teachings. But what's truly compelling, I think, is their universal appeal. You absolutely don't need any prior background in Buddhism to get it.
That's good to know.
Yeah, these narratives, they're crafted to, and I'm quoting here, comfort the heart, ignite the mind, and nurture the seed of wisdom that resides in each of us.
I like that. Comfort the heart, ignite the mind. So our mission today then is to unpack these ancient whispers, basically, drawing out not just maybe surprising facts, but also those aha moments that make you feel genuinely well-informed, without getting overwhelmed.
Definitely.
Let's explore how these lessons from way back resonate with, well, the challenges and opportunities we face right now.
Sounds good. Where should we start?
Let's begin by exploring stories that really illuminate the power of connection and compassion. Tales that highlight these incredible bonds we form, sometimes across species or circumstances.
Okay, a great place to start. Our first story is The Elephant and the Dog. It's quite poignant. Picture bustling Varanasi,
Okay.
where a king's magnificent elephant forms this incredibly close bond with a small dog. They share meals, they play, they're just inseparable.
Like best friends.
Totally. But then a cruel stable worker sells the dog, and the elephant just falls into this deep consuming sorrow, refuses all food, all water.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a complete shutdown. The king's advisor, he checks, finds no physical problem, and wisely figures out its emotional distress.
Smart advisor.
Very. So the king makes a public announcement. Big fine for anyone keeping a dog from his stable. And boom, the dog swiftly returns.
In the elephant.
Back to her usual cheerful self. Instantly. What's striking here, it's not just the friendship, it's how deeply the loss of that bond affects the elephant's whole being.
Yeah, pushes it right to the brink.
Exactly. It vividly shows how our emotional connections aren't just nice-to-haves, they're fundamental. Echoes Buddha's teachings on metta, that's universal love, and karuna, compassionate action.
So it's about seeing the suffering and acting on it.
Precisely. Addressing the root cause, not just the symptoms.
That story really makes you feel the elephant's pain and then the relief. It's such a powerful reminder of how much our relationships impact us, maybe in ways we don't even consciously realize. It also makes you wonder, doesn't it? How often do we overlook emotional needs, maybe in people or pets, when there's no obvious physical issue?
That's a really crucial question. And we see similar themes, dedication, mutual support, in Granny's faithful companion.
Okay, what happens there?
This tale introduces Blackie, a baby elephant gifted to a poor widow. He becomes this beloved playmate for the village kids.
Ah.
Yeah. But one day, Blackie notices Granny working so hard, just toiling away, and he's moved by her burden and decides he has to help.
He takes initiative.
Absolutely. Takes on this monumental task, hauling 500 heavily laden carts for a caravan owner. Huge job.
Wow, for a baby elephant.
Well, maybe not brand new, but yeah. And when the owner tries to cheat him, offers 500 coins instead of the promised 1,000, Blackie, completely exhausted, just refuses to move.
Good for him.
Right. Stands his ground until he gets fair compensation. So this story, it goes beyond empathy. It's about proactive responsibility, commitment.
He didn't wait to be asked.
No, he acted from appreciation and his stand for fair pay. That highlights integrity. Knowing your worth, holding firm, even when you're worn out.
So what we're seeing in these first two stories, it isn't just, companionship is nice or helping is good. It feels deeper, like a kind of almost physiological interdependence in relationships, where real care shows up as proactive support, accountability, even challenging injustice for the other.
You've nailed it. They really set a high bar for what connection means.
Okay. So that's the heartwarming side.
Now let's maybe explore the shadow side.
Right.
The book has some really powerful cautionary tales too. They vividly illustrate the perils of ignorance, the dangers of greed, and the messiness of deception.
Right, the things that trip us up. Let's dive into the monkey with the watering can.
Okay.
So again, in Varanasi, a park caretaker needs to go away. He trusts his brand new saplings to a band of monkeys.
Uh-oh. Monkeys and saplings.
Exactly. Their leader, with definite good intentions, comes up with this ingenious concept. They'll unearth each sapling to check its root length, to water it just right.
Oh, no.
Predictably, this abrupt uprooting makes the saplings wither and die instantly. It's almost comical, but what really stands out is how dangerous uninformed good intentions can be.
Right. It's that classic problem. Sincere effort, but without the right knowledge or, understanding of the task. Disaster.
Yeah. Effort isn't enough.
No. And complementing that, the glittering duck really showcases the corrosive power of, unchecked greed.
Okay, the glittering duck.
Yeah, beautiful golden duck, shines like a little sun. It helps a poor mother and her daughters by giving them one golden feather at a time. Very generous.
So helpful.
Very. But the mother, she gets greedy, consumed by it. She captures the duck, planning to pluck all its feathers at once.
Oh, I can see where this is going.
You bet. The moment she does, they just turn into ordinary gray and brown feathers. The magic. Gone. Ruined.
Ah.
So this isn't just about losing something tangible. It's a potent metaphor, isn't it? How grasping for more, beyond what's needed or freely given, can literally strip the magic, the value, right out of what you already have.
Leaving just the mundane, it makes you ask, is what you're chasing worth sacrificing the beauty you already possess?
Exactly. A tough question.
And here's where it gets, I think, particularly insightful, seeing how these flaws show up differently. The cunning fox and the vanity-driven raven, another classic example of deception.
Or jackal, in this version. Wants apples from a crow's tree.
Ah, right, jackal and crow. So he resorts to just over-the-top flattery, praising the crow's voice, its beauty.
That guy in it on thick.
Totally. And the crow, completely blinded by the jackal's untruths, puffs up its chest and, showers him with apples?
Yeah, drops them all down. Meanwhile, a wise owl watches this whole exchange, disgusted by this pair of scavengers flattering each other.
So the lesson is clearly beware flattery.
But more than that, it shows how flattery is often a calculated tool for manipulation, playing on our vanity.
Right. It forces you to think about the quality of interactions. Is this genuine appreciation or an agenda?
Exactly. Discernment. And we see similar patterns, deception and fallout, in the river-dwelling otters and the clever jackal.
Okay, otters this time.
Two otters, they catch this magnificent fish, a rohita fish, but they can't agree how to split it fairly, so they ask a jackal to mediate.
Another jackal. Probably not a good idea.
You guessed it. The jackal puts on this air of authority, declares the head is for you, points to one otter, the tail for you to the other.
View's fair so far.
Then, with total finality, he says, and I shall take the middle as my fee for mediating, and grabs the biggest, best part and runs off.
Leaving them with the scraps.
Exactly. Dumbfounded. Their downfall was a direct result of their own greed and inability to just negotiate between themselves first.
So it's a warning. Beware of helpers with their own agenda.
Definitely. And their final regret really underscores that painful but vital lesson. Learn from your mistakes. Don't let greed blind you twice.
And perhaps the most, poignant of these cautionary tales is the hypocritical dove.
Ah, yes. The counselor.
Right. This dove constantly warns her flock about the dangers of the road, stay away. Yet she frequently goes there herself to eat spilled grain.
Classic hypocrisy. Do as I say, not as I do.
Precisely. And one day, she misjudges the speed of an oncoming carriage. And, that's the end of her. Run over.
Oof.
It's such a direct, unforgiving look at hypocrisy, the vital need for consistency between words and actions.
And how unchecked desires, that greed for grain, can literally blind you to obvious risks.
Fatal misjudgment. If advice is worth giving, it's worth following yourself. That's the stark takeaway.
Absolutely. It's a tough mirror.
So pulling these together.
Yeah.
What does this collection of stories suggest to you? They feel like really powerful, sometimes tragic reminders.
Yeah. That a lack of knowledge or unchecked greed or being deceptive, it leads to loss. Often significant, irreversible loss.
They really push us, don't they? To cultivate discernment, to make sure our actions actually line up with our intentions.
And to realize that what we project has to match who we genuinely are inside. Authenticity matters.
But it's not all doom and gloom in the book, right?
Not at all, thankfully. These tales also brilliantly show how wisdom and cleverness and sheer resilience can absolutely triumph over adversity, even when things look really bad.
Okay, let's hear about that.
Well, consider the clever monkey and the deceitful crocodile.
Monkey versus crocodile, classic matchup.
Right. A monkey usually crosses a river by jumping onto this lone rock midstream, but a female crocodile wants to eat the monkey.
Of course she does.
So she convinces her mate to replace the rock. Just lie there, waiting.
Ooh, sneaky.
Very. As the monkey gets ready to jump, he notices, the rock appeared unusually high today. Something's off.
Trusting his gut.
Exactly. And in a flash of insight, he calls out, "Dear Mr. Rock, why are you so silent tonight?"
Ha. And the crocodile
Answers, falls right into the trap.
Yeah.
The monkey's suspicions are confirmed. Now, he knows crocodiles shut their eyes when they open their mouths to bite.
Clever detail.
Crucial detail. He tricks the croc into opening wide, then leaps onto its head and bam! Safely to the other side.
Brilliant. That's a masterclass in quick thinking under pressure.
It is, but it's also about observational intelligence. Being deeply aware of your surroundings, using knowledge of your adversary's nature against them.
Mental agility winning over brute strength.
Precisely. And it really underlines trusting your instincts when something feels wrong.
Yeah, definitely. What else shows this kind of strategic thinking?
Another fantastic one is the strategic partridge.
Strategic partridge. I like it.
So this partridge gets caught in a fowler's net with her whole flock. But instead of just panicking, she comes up with this unconventional plan.
Which is?
She decides to starve herself, grows leaner and consequently less appetizing.
Whoa. That takes discipline.
Incredible discipline. When the fowler is sorting the birds to sell, ready to cash in on the plump ones, he notices her thinness. He takes her out to check what's wrong.
And that's her chance.
Exactly. In that moment, his grip loosens just enough and she escapes.
That's amazing. It's not just cleverness, it's strategic sacrifice.
That's the perfect term. Making a really difficult, counterintuitive choice now for a huge payoff later. Freedom!
It requires critical thinking, adapting differently from the rest of the flock,
Yeah.
and real courage to endure that hunger.
Absolutely. Short-term pain for long-term freedom.
That principle applies everywhere, doesn't it? Personal
Yeah.
goals, business. It makes you ask, what are you willing to give up now for something truly meaningful later?
It really does. And the twin fawns reinforces this power of learning and strategy even further.
Twin fawns, okay.
So there are two fawns. One is kind of frivolous, prefers playing over listening to the lessons from the wise elder stag.
Uh-oh. We know how this ends.
Pretty much. He gets caught and killed by a hunter. But the other fawn, the sensible one, diligently absorbed every lesson.
So when he gets caught...
When he gets caught, he uses his knowledge. He feigns death, convincingly puffs up his body, rolls his eyes back, lets his tongue hang out.
Yeah.
The works.
Playing dead perfectly.
Exactly. The hunter is totally fooled, thinks he's already dead, loosens the snare, and whoosh, the fawn escapes into the forest.
Wow. So it's not just about education, it's about applying the wisdom.
Precisely. Wisdom and foresight over just reacting rashly. It powerfully shows how thoughtfulness, strategy, can be stronger than just physical strength.
Yeah.
And crucially, the value of actually listening to elders or experts.
Right. Don't dismiss the wisdom offered. So pulling these together, whether you're facing a literal crocodile or a hunter's snare,
Yeah.
or maybe just a metaphorical trap in your own life,
Yeah.
these stories seem to converge on a powerful message. Observation, quick thinking, strategic sacrifice, learning, adapting.
Yeah.
Those are your greatest assets.
Absolutely. They teach you to engage your mind creatively, especially when things seem bleak.
Okay, let's shift focus a bit.
Let's delve now into stories that touch more on our inner landscapes, our deep fears, our true nature, and maybe those unchanging principles that sort of govern life underneath it all.
Sounds deep. The timid elephant and her liberation from fear seems like a perfect fit here.
It really is. A beautiful, fair-skinned elephant captured by royal trainers. She becomes terrified by their harsh methods, eventually escapes to the Himalayas.
Freedom.
But even in the wild, she remains profoundly fearful. Stampedes at every little sound, just trapped by her fear.
Even without the original threat.
Right. Until a wise old owl observes her plight and gently tells her, "The fear within you is your own creation, and it's this fear that is your only foe. However," the owl adds, "you also possess the power to dispel it."
Wow, that's profound.
Isn't it? It highlights the incredible power of mind over fear. That often fear stems not from reality, but from our perception, our internal construction of it.
The owl gives that outside perspective.
Exactly. Wisdom and perspective showing how sometimes others can help us see our internal struggles differently, empower us to dismantle them from within. It's a journey of self-awareness, building emotional resilience.
It really invites that powerful question for you, doesn't it? How much of what limits you is a fear of your own making?
And recognizing that internal origin. Maybe that's the first step to dispelling it.
A challenging thought. And speaking of internal struggles, this time with integrity, the fickle wolf seems to illustrate that battle perfectly.
Oh, the wolf. Yes. Stranded on an island by a flood, he vows the sacred fast, adopts the lotus position, looks genuinely committed to being virtuous now.
Okay, seems promising.
For about 5 minutes. Then a chubby goat floats onto his island. And immediately, the wolf declares, I'll commence my fast tomorrow, and lunges.
So much for the vow.
Exactly. He fails to catch it, goes back to his spot, and actually claims, well, I didn't breach my fast, justifying it.
Unbelievable.
Until a pelican nearby calls him out on his obvious hypocrisy.
Good for the pelican.
Right. This story is such a stark lesson in true integrity, sincerity. Your words and actions have to align.
It highlights that constant internal struggle, doesn't it? Consistency versus impulsiveness.
Discipline versus short-term gratification. And critically, it's about authenticity and accountability, even just to yourself. Genuine change comes from within, not from convenient excuses.
It suggests just declaring something isn't enough. True transformation needs sustained, honest effort.
Right. It's about who you are when no one's watching and whether those inner vows hold up against temptation.
And perhaps one of the most fundamental principles here is explored in the saga of the parakeets and the prankish monkey.
Ah, the ups and downs of favor.
Exactly. Two parakeet siblings enjoy royal favor. Then a mischievous monkey arrives, steals the limelight.
Monkeys again?
Always causing trouble. He eventually gets banished for terrorizing kids, and the parakeets regain their status.
So it's full circle.
Right. But through all these dizzying ups and downs, favor, neglect, favor again, the elder parakeet remains completely constant. His demeanor never changes.
Steady.
He tells his younger sibling, gain and loss, praise and blame, pleasure and pain, fame and dishonor, they are all ephemeral. They all come and go.
Wow, that's profound wisdom right there. A lesson in impermanence.
Not just that things change, but the wisdom in not being swayed by those fleeting external shifts.
Finding that inner anchor. True self-worth shouldn't depend on outside validation or temporary circumstances. If we connect that to the bigger picture, it really suggests that cultivating inner equanimity, that stable core, it's far more valuable than chasing temporary highs or lows. Finding peace within the change, not just through it.
Finding peace within change. I like that. Okay, one more in this vein. The raven and the elegant ducks.
Discontented raven.
Right. A scavenger raven, unhappy with his drab feathers, asks these two magnificent ruddy ducks what they eat to look so colorful.
He thinks it's the diet.
Exactly. But the ducks explain, yes, they eat aquatic plants, but critically, beauty is not solely determined by what you consume, but also by your actions.
Ah, the inner reflecting outward.
Precisely. They tell him, transform your habits,
Yeah.
prioritize others' well-being, and beauty will follow naturally.
And the raven.
Rejects the advice, prefers his scavenging lifestyle, doesn't want to do the inner work.
So the story isn't really about diet tips.
Not at all. It's about that deep truth. The inner self reflects outward, peace, kindness. They nurture a deeper, more authentic beauty.
And the futility of just trying to imitate superficially. True change, contentment, it comes from a fundamental shift inside. Your core being, your actions, not just copying externals.
What really stands out in these final stories, then, is that genuine transformation, conquering fear, finding integrity, discovering real beauty, it always comes from within.
It's about that profound alignment, your core being, your actions, realizing that wisdom lies in understanding and really cultivating that inner landscape.
We've truly taken a deep dive today into Julie Welch's The Zen Monkey, the Blue Lotus Flower. We've unearthed some really profound, timeless wisdom through these captivating tales.
Yeah, they really are captivating.
From those foundational bonds of friendship and compassion
Sure.
to the destructive pitfalls of, ignorance, greed, deception, and finally to that ultimate triumph of wisdom, strategic thinking, and inner resilience. These stories really do offer, as the author suggests, a gentle bridge.
Connecting ancient wisdom to our modern hustle and bustle, it feels very relevant.
It does.
And each narrative, whether it's the loyal elephant, the cunning monkey, the strategic partridge, they act like a mirror, don't they?
Yeah, they invite reflection.
Deep reflection, encouraging critical thinking about our own daily choices, our interactions. They profoundly remind us that the qualities we cultivate inside compassion, integrity, self-awareness, patience, understanding impermanence, these aren't just nice ideals. They're the most valuable, the most enduring treasures we can possess.
So what does this all mean for you then, as you navigate your own journey? Perhaps the most powerful lesson here is that the profound truths you might be seeking, they aren't really external mysteries.
No.
They've always been a part of you, just waiting to be unveiled. This deep dive isn't just into these stories, maybe. It's into yourself.
That's a great way to put it.
Continue to look for those moments, those chances in life to be better, to do good, and to align that inner self with your outer actions.
Which leads to maybe a final question for you to ponder long after we finish here. As you move through your day, how might a deeper understanding of your own inner landscape, maybe illuminated a little by these ancient stories, how might that genuinely change the way you respond to challenges, to opportunities? And maybe how might you, like that wise elder parakeet, begin to cultivate a more unchanging demeanor, finding that deep inner peace that can sustain you through the good times and the bad?